Hey guys, it's Polisius here. Today's video is about my top 5 favorite SMG classes in Modern Warfare. Now these classes are pretty general purpose, but I know that everyone has a little bit of different playing style, and I hope that I can show you a little bit of ways to modify them to fit this playing style that you have. And also, hopefully the game doesn't change too much. Hopefully things are nerfed or buffed to the point where these classes are not usable anymore, but let's get into it. Alright, so the first one we have on this list is the AUG, and that's just because it appears first in the list in the armory of SMGs. Anyway, as you can tell by the bottom left stat bar is that this gun is mostly made for damage and range. And the first thing you want to do to get that is put the 5.56 NATO rounds on there. As you can see, it dramatically increases the damage range. Next thing you want to do is put the 407mm extended barrel on there. Because as you can see right here, that the default barrel is kind of small and it will not give you that damage range. So you want to put that on there, and it's better than the lightweight, mostly just because of the recoil control, as you can see right there. And it's better than the long barrel on here because the ADS, aim on sight speed right there, is just sacrificed way too much. But we put the monolithic suppressor on next because, of course, damage range and sound suppression, which is a great plus. And next we have Commando foregrip, and that's just because if you look around the other stats of these things, the Commando foregrip just does the most to help it out. Plus, you know, that recoil control. And then we have sleight of hand over here just to make sure the gun runs smoothly and you can keep shooting. This gun overall is great. It acts like an assault rifle pretty much, and it's a 2 or 3 hit kill. It kills really fast. If you want to redo this for SMG more than assault rifle type gun, you can just put like a laser, a stock, and a rear grip on it, but this is the gun I recommend, and it is very useful. Alright, so the next gun on this list is the MP5, which is just a great overall gun. As you can see by the bottom stat bar there, that we're going for damage range and accuracy. And the first thing you want to do to get that damage and range is to get rid of the 9mm and place it with 10mm. And I know that 30 round mag is kind of small, but it's okay because you'll slide a hand over here to help out with that. Next thing you want to do is put the monolithic integral suppressor, and you get that bullet velocity and of course sound suppression, which is a great plus. And I honestly like suppressed guns like a ton, as you probably see by the rest of the guns on this list. I put the range of foregrip on there because you get that recoil control and aiming stability that you probably would not. As you can see right here, the range is just really helped out with it, and then of course the control, which is already kind of low. I'm going to put the stippled grip tape on there to make up for the lack of mobility. And I know that this gun has a lot of different variations to it, and people like to use different things with it, especially around with the barrel. But this is my favorite class in terms of, or my favorite way to bring it out, because I feel like it's the most balanced, even though you don't get the aim on sight speed. Otherwise, it's a great gun, and I highly suggest it. Next gun we have here is the Bison, and this gun has always been kind of good. It's just that most people don't like it because of the low damage, but this gun has like pretty much no recoil. There is a major like damage drop off at a certain range, so what I try to do is try to fix that a little bit. So the first thing you want to do, I guess, is just put the 8.7-inch steel barrel on it, and you see they didn't really give us any much options for. They didn't give us a longer barrel, and the reason you want steel is because it does damage range and bullet velocity, and it also does recoil control, so it pretty much does everything which the other ones just don't do. Next thing you want to put in there is the monolithic suppressor to get that damage range, and of course sound suppression, which is a great thing that you can put on all your guns if you want to. And now for lasers, I decided to put the tac laser, and that's mostly just because it adds 3 things, which is aim on sight speed, aiming stability, and aim walking steadiness, which is all great to have for a gun that has no stock, which we'll be getting to in a second. But the last 2 things we have are stippled grip tape, which is just for mobility. It doesn't do that much, I guess, especially compared to this stock. You see, if you have no stock, you get a giant boost in mobility. You can see if I take it off, there goes all the mobility. So you want to keep that on there. Now the problem with this gun is that it doesn't have very good damage, but I mean, if you really want to, you can put FMJ on it, which doesn't actually increase the damage. It just helps you shoot through things, but statistically, I guess it would. But yeah, so this is a great gun. I recommend it for a lot of things, especially like hardcore modes. It'll just slay. And the 64 round mags is great. But yeah, I definitely recommend this gun. The MP7. Now this gun is just a complete slayer no matter how you do it, which is probably why this might be a little controversial, or not controversial, but maybe not agree with how you play, I guess. The MP7 has a lot of configurations, right? And you can do whatever you want to customize it, and it'll still kill a lot of people. What I have on it right now is the close quarter stock for aim on sight speed, and for the aim on sight speed again, I have stippled grip tape. And for even more aim on sight speed and other types of mobility, I have the tack laser, which is just, it's great. It's great to put on SMGs. I have the tactical foregrip on here to make up for some stability that I lost up here. And then I have the monolith suppressor for damage range and sound suppression, because damage range is pretty important, especially with this gun. It can shoot pretty long distance range and has pretty much no recoil, but it's also has a slight problem actually killing people when you get to a certain range. Now there's two like choices I guess you can make here. Instead of doing the monolith suppressor, you could just put the FSS recon on there, which is also great because you get pretty much the same stuff. And then if you want to maybe switch out, I don't know, something over here, maybe the stipple grip tape doesn't do that much, you can put a larger magazine on it or get sleight of hand, because you do run out of ammo pretty quick like this, and if you're using it on a small map and there's a lot of people around you and you're trying to kill them all, it might not be great to be stuck with, I think it's like 40 round mag that it has in it right now, so just keep that in mind. But overall, it's a great gun. It'll kill everyone all the time pretty much. Doesn't matter what you do to it. Customize it how you like. But yeah. Right, and our final gun on this list is the Stryker 45, which is honestly kind of a weird gun because there's not much you can do to it to make it better. It'll be pretty consistent no matter what you do, I guess. Otherwise, the configuration I have here is pretty much just meant to balance everything out a little more, and perk up everything you can. So the first thing I put in here was the FSS Guardian, which is kind of unique for a stock, because usually stocks that are bigger reduce types of mobility, which actually increases it, which is interesting. And down here on the other barrel, you have two options. You can do this tactical foregrip if you want to increase the control, and then the commando foregrip if you want to increase the accuracy, but the accuracy is already pretty high on this build, so I'm not really going to do that. Tack laser, just because it works good on everything. And monolithic suppressor because damage range. I mean, if you don't want to do that, you could just put a longer barrel on it, so there's another option there. And this last part here, you can either put sleight of hand on it for faster reloading, or you can just put a small sight on it. It's like it wouldn't really affect much. It'll give you like range, I guess, and like accuracy, but that wouldn't really like do anything to it, I guess. It's all just how you use it and what you're comfortable with. But yeah, that's my suggested setup for the Stryker 45. And actually, that's going to conclude this video. And that's my top 5, by the way. They might not fit with everything you would like, and hopefully I told you some ways, and maybe you could fix it to the way you want to do it. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.